Hello, and welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 543. I'm Jared, and tonight I'm here with Alex of the Noticing Caucus chair.
A lot of people noticing. Join the caucus. Good evening, everybody.
James Babb, the homegrown crypto hootie.
So good to be with you, and I'm noticing both of your beautiful Boogaloo shirts. Well done, guys.
Oh,
I feel
Tis the
underdressed
season
for the occasion.
And we've got special guest Nikki Pinecone of the MPL Liberty Fest and nickpicone.com.
How's everybody doing?
And also special guest Eric Dietrich returns to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me back. I'm more based than ever.
All right.
Hell yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, we've got some things we can talk about here.
Yeah, man.
Have you guys seen this this Epstein list thing? No. Have you seen...
Wait, what? There's a list?
Who's Epstein?
So
Yeah.
what do you guys think about what's going on? I mean, Trump, is he on the list? Is he just, a Mossad handler or being handled by Mossad? Like, what's going on here?
I don't know why we're even talking about this. Only losers are talking about this. This is done.
This is done. Alex, where's your...
Only losers talk about this. Are we still talking about that creep? Let me find the tweet that he put out.
People have been talking about him for years.
Right. Let me pull that one up because it was a very sad response. But you know what's telling, though, is listening to Normie Talk Radio, they're talking about this. So
They accepted it, that it's time to move on.
No.
Sometimes you have to protect pedophiles, and that's just the way the politics works.
I think they've spun it into this Democrat op now, where it's suddenly the Democrats all want the files to be released. Let's share this thing here. This is a very cringe. Brace yourself, because this is extremely cringe.
Cringe warning.
Don't say I did not warn you.
If you've got children,
We've got
cover their
Representative Jake Hansen. He is the congressman for GA District 4, ranking member on the House Judiciary Subcommittee.
This was the guy. Sorry to cut you off, Jared, but this is the guy. Remember, it was a couple years ago, that questioning, and it was about building a naval base or expanding a naval base or military bases on Guam, the island of Guam. And he said, well, wouldn't it potentially tip over? And the guy was like, are you fucking with me? But he kept on. Yeah, this guy literally thought an island
tip over.
Anyways, I'll find that. But this is the same guy. But
yeah, let's hear it.
Congressman Hank Johnson coming to give you some more ear candy or perhaps an earache. But I'm going to do my best off of this Jason Isbell tune, Dreamsicle.
Crank it up.
Epstein died by suicide. Believe that and you must be blind. You've been telling us you released the file, but where are they? We've gone along with what's been told. We've had plenty of time. You're in control.
Oh my God.
This is Jim Gray level shit right here.
Not even. I don't know why, but I was expecting the old black dude from Georgia to play some blues guitar, and instead he sounds like freaking
The whitest guy ever.
Well, he is covering a white guy's song.
Dude, I think that's grounds for impeachment right there. This is terrible.
yeah.
Okay,
That was
so
awful.
this is they've brought in their best to they want those Epstein files, and they've brought in their most powerful messengers to bring it home.
Yeah. I feel like this is just an op to make us not want the Epstein files.
Well, I already don't want the Epstein files, right? I'm suddenly this. Yeah. Okay, it is time.
Maybe he didn't do anything after all. Maybe we could just push this under the rug.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. International. Sure, they've been blackmailing, our politicians and corporations for decades, and countless children have been raped and trafficked and murdered and harvested. But hey, we got to, it's just politics. You gotta break a few eggs if you want roads and stuff.
Well, I just want to say that It's forced me to notice a few things. And the thing that I have noticed
What have you been noticing?
is my own correctness. In that,
Wow.
way back in the day, I said, look, Trump is the same fucking thing. He's a plant. Everything he's doing is bullshit. And, over the past, 3 months, I feel like he's done everything that everyone has lauded him for not doing in the first presidency, all in the last couple months. Like, it's almost like we
Such
got
as?
bombing Iran, doubling down on Ukraine, just kind of everything that's terrible. Now we've got him full deep throating the deep state, getting rid of the Epstein files.
But wasn't he doing all that in his first term?
But he was at least paying lip service to it, so they could always give me, it's 4D chess. And now I can
he could have released the Epstein files the first time he was president, but he hid them.
Oh, I agree. But
why would anybody think he'd release them the second go round?
Always 4D chess.
I mean,
are you still hearing that from the MAGA people? Like, are they starting to wake up a little bit?
Well, so what I know is what I hear, like, basically from Dave Smith, and
I mean, he's not truly MAGA though.
No, but here's the thing.
He was.
Have you talked to him since he had that debate at TPUSA's big convention a week or two ago? Because the thing he said is, it's like, yeah, you hear people were talking about, they were walking out of Tucker Carlson's thing, and yeah, there was like 5 or 10 people did, but everybody else there was clapping for Tucker Carlson's big speech at TPUSA. Like, that's Trump's base. And most of them are like, no, we're not down with this. He was telling me, like, he actually didn't even share, like, how he did in the debate that he did there because he didn't want to taint it with his people. And it was like 75% of Trump's people in that group.
Trump doesn't need those people anymore.
Are still on with Dave Smith's plan, like, ideas.
That transaction was done. He's on to the next thing now. Like, and he even said to people, like, I don't even want your support if you're stuck on that Epstein stuff. Like,
you're a bad person.
Well, he doesn't
we got
need
the
it.
tweet. We have the
you got him in.
here.
Do we have a tweet?
Yeah, this is his response. When was this? This was.
I mean, the question is, what are these poor Trumpsters going to do after getting basically like having their faces pissed on?
Yeah. The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again, just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Dems swore had never come from Russia. No, came from Hunter Biden's bathroom. And even Russia scam itself, a total fake and made up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary Clinton's big loss in 2016 presidential election. These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They're no good at governing, no good at policy, no good at picking winning candidates. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, and my past supporters have bought into this bullshit. Hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will.
Well, I mean, the thing is, he's not going to run for president again, right?
Yeah. He's done. He's done.
Well,
it's like, what does he need them for?
Well, it's funny. So Dave was saying that, like, he's actually getting ratioed about this on fucking Truth Social.
Oh wow, his
platform. It's so bad. Like, I mean, every post that he makes about it is so bitch made. Like, he just. The one thing he's always kind of been good for is looking like a bully, looking like a dude who, swings his dick around. He looks like such a pussy for all of this shit.
But will this gaslighting approach work if they just keep repeating this stuff? Oh, the Epstein thing. Oh, that was a hoax. Yeah,
I think the Ben Shapiro people will always buy it, but
yeah, the people that are noticing will not buy it.
I mean, but there's something to be said that my generation is, at least on the whole Israel thing, like, fucking, yeah, no, they're over it.
But what are they going to do about it? And can they do anything about it? I mean, I feel like everybody's like, oh yeah, let's jump on Elon's America party. or yeah, let's have a constitutional convention, or somehow they still have these bullshit ideas of fixing this crap. Like
constitutional convention.
I mean, I swear, like people have the dumbest ideas. Think that like they're somehow gonna like get control of government and make it work for them instead of Mossad and the pedophile blackmail ring.
This is wild here. He continues on here. So yeah, so now he's calling it a scam. So the whole time he's campaigning on this topic, on this issue, Pam Bondi, his FBI director, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, all of them. They're all, we're going to release the Epstein files. We're going to get to the bottom of it.
75 posts he's made about it over the last couple of years.
Right. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is a Democrat hoax, and this is just crooked Hillary.
I think everyone's going to accept the new reality and move on, because, I mean, you've got two choices, right? With you either have to come to terms with the fact that the entire government is completely bought by a foreign secret service, okay, by Mossad and by the Zionist movement in general and Israel. You know, it's like you have to accept the fact that you are being ruled by a bunch of people that are subservient to another country. And all the voting and all your stupid politics and all that stuff is complete nonsense, because no matter what you want, no matter who the populist, this is the populist guy, remember? Populist, right? He doesn't give a crap about what the populace wants. So so you either have to accept the fact that, okay, you're ruled by Mossad, or you have to somehow double down, right? Or or just completely reject the whole thing, or admit that, or just commit to it, be happy with it.
And that's the real question always is with anything that we tend to talk about. It's that you black pill and give up hope, and it's everything's fucking bought and sold. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm just gonna go live in my own world and do that. Or do you try and keep some hope to keep like the days going, I guess?
I think one thing that would really help would be like parody cover songs from hobby level musicians who are members of Congress. If they do a couple more of those like wimpy little jams. I like how he also like added the regular part of the song. It was like mostly parody, but then he just kind of slides into like the regular hook and then like goes back.
He couldn't even write a new hook.
God, these people are pathetic.
But that would probably help.
I mean, the guy is half retarded for sure.
Yeah. How do these people? How are you a Congress? Like,
that's what I'm saying, Alex. I mean, you tell me you can't be mayor when guys like this are representing like large districts of people in Georgia.
I mean, but that's the thing. It's part of the machine. They're
your IQ's too high. That's the problem.
I can't be bought. I can't be. Yeah, it just.
Well, listen. You don't want to hire somebody that's smarter than you, right? So why would the special interest benefactors want? They don't want a thinking politician, right? They want an obedient politician. They want somebody that with base instincts, need money, screw teenage girl, like just basic, things they can work with. Like somebody that's thinking, making their own choices, may question orders. Nah.
Yeah, he is borderline retarded. That is, yes. Holy shit, I found it. Here, I'll put it in the doc here. But this is the same moron. Give me a minute here. I gotta pull it up. But
yeah, if you can like legitimately shred, like you're never making it into Congress. It's only like hack musicians that get in.
Right. Well, you guys remember when Bill Clinton played saxophone on?
He was not bad.
Was it the Tonight Show or I forget?
Arsenio? Was it Arsenio Hall show?
It was Arsenio back in the day.
Yeah.
There's an exception to every rule.
Yeah.
Well, while we're waiting on that, at least we're getting some comic relief in the meantime. This is Shane Gillis at the ESPYs. Oh, is this shit still fucking up?
The SPs are.
I think Twitter might be like down or something.
Did they delete it?
No,
maybe they deleted it. I don't know.
That's very sad.
Well,
it's on ABC.
Maybe I'll try and find another version of it. But
Shane's the pride of Pennsylvania.
There it is. There's this congressman. Geez, goes back a while. I can't believe he's still on it. Well, I guess not. These people just live and die in Congress. But this was him at like the House Armed Service Committee. And look at the intro here. This is like Anderson Pooper. So this was a long time ago. Because the CNN set. I mean, this is going back quite some time based on the set.
AC 360, CNN weeknights 10 Eastern.
All right.
A lot of odd things happen in Planet Washington. I actually thought this was kind of an April Fool's joke when I saw it today, but it's not. It took place last week in a House Armed Services Committee hearing discussing a military buildup on the island of Guam. Here's Georgia Congressman Hank Johnson. Listen.
This is a island that at its widest level is 12 miles from shore to shore, and at its smallest level or smallest
like the way he's taking notes on the black
length.
7 miles
7 miles
between one shore and the other.
Okay.
Is that correct?
I don't have the exact dimensions, but
here's
to
an
your
admiral.
point, sir, I think Guam is a small island.
Very small island, and about 24 miles, if I recall, long. So 24 miles
I do
long,
like his like
about
chalkboard
7 miles wide at the least widest place on the island, and about 20,
he doesn't have maptism clearly.
12
little
miles
Google search and a map.
wide
We could
on the widest part of the island.
Rare Anderson Cooper
And,
over here.
I don't know how many square miles that is.
Square
Do you happen to know?
I don't have that figure with me, sir. I can certainly supply it to you if you'd like.
Yeah, my
We can
fear
do
is
simple
that,
multiplication back at headquarters
the
and
whole
send a memo
island
through our
will,
channel.
become so overly
he did it. He
populated that it will tip over and capsize.
We don't anticipate that.
I got to say, I'm impressed with the Admiral Robert Willard, who's head of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, for not laughing, frankly. Later.
That's amazing.
Right? So
He thought the island was going to capsize.
It's a testament to how stupid they think you all are. They just keep that shit up there.
Well, this guy, how old is
Still in
this?
office.
Hold on. What is the date on this thing? Let me look. 15 years ago.
Yes,
he's been in office
Holy
for
shit.
over 15 years.
That dude's been reelected year after year.
How dumb are the people in his district?
Yeah. I think it says more about his district.
Or not only that, but just how maybe entrenched they are.
If it was a singular thing, you might be able to say that, but Maxine Waters continues to get voted in.
That too.
It just feels like it happens all over the place.
That's true.
Didn't Maxine? Well, I thought it was Maxine Waters thought the island was going to tip over.
No, it's this guy.
No,
Maybe
she's in the background going, yeah, what he said.
Maybe this is let's give some credit to our education system.
He doesn't have the exact dimensions, but he does have the exact
All right, here we go.
dimension.
Trump wants to stage a UFC fight on the White House lawn. The last time he staged a fight in D.C., Mike Pence almost died. All right. No, you don't have to do that. It was fine. I didn't write it. Actually, there was supposed to be an Epstein joke here, but as it got deleted. Must have probably deleted itself, right? Probably never existed, actually. Let's move on as a country and ignore that. The New York, Donald Trump.
Right? Oh, no, we just move on. No worries. Just forget about it.
I think it's going to work. I think people are going to just move on.
I don't think so. Well, I think some people will, obviously, because people, it's just
they moved on from 9/11.
I wouldn't say they moved on. It's just
Nobody cares.
Well, it's just what can they do is the thing.
Right.
Like, there's plenty of people there's plenty of, there's a whole scale of people that question 9/11, right? But like no one actually does anything about it. They just post videos on YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. The Epstein thing will just become one of those things like chemtrails or 9/11.
Oh, you're an Epstein truther.
Yeah. Or you know what I mean? Or JFK.
Or like authors for Epstein list truth,
Right. There'll be this group of people that keep clamoring for it, and they'll be ignored and sidelined, and just history will move on.
It was telling though, like I said, there's a lot of normie radio this week. So I was charging my phone, so I was just like, let me see what the normies are talking about on the radio. And
I like how you call it normie radio, but you listen to it like every day.
Well, I just want to know.
I think you're a normie, dude.
No, I just want to know what the room IQ is, like what the kind of just what's the what's going on around me in the eyes through the lens of normies. And so because being the fact that there's no sports ball on WBAL, they had some fill-in guy, and he was taking questions for like about a half hour, and a lot of people were calling in about Epstein. And I was like, oh shit! So like, let me call in. So I call, and the screener was like, hey, what do you want to talk about? And I said, well, like the Epstein thing, I think it's just a whole Mossad op, and that's all it was, and that's why it won't come out. He said, hang on, Alex, we're gonna get you on. Dude, they got me on, but my cell dropped. So either I was out in Bumblefuck, I was out towards like Frederick area, or Mossad was like, well, we got a guy talking about Mossad, like get him off, or they were like, no, they're on to us. He's on to who controls the media. But anyway, it dropped it, but they were talking. I was listening to a couple of callers prior and after. Dude, a lot of people are just, that's it. Like, a lot of
that's
moms.
just where there was in the studio, the man, like the guy answering the phone and the host, they'd all love to have you on there. But like as it was getting transferred, the manager just like reaches over and presses the button to disconnect, like,
and then they're like, because the guy was like, Alex, are you there? And I'm like, what the fuck? It just like it was like a weird drop. And I was listening. I turned.
Suddenly you heard Hebrew over the.
Yeah. So it was.
Well, did you call back?
I tried to call back. I couldn't get through. I think they were like, this number's flagged. I doubt I could ever call in again, because I do like to just call in Normie Talk Radio and just drop like truth boms on whatever the topic
why
of
not?
the day. Yeah, I mean, what the hell?
But it's
just
still
throw haymakers.
Suddenly you heard this.
But I mean, think about what the general public has accepted and doesn't really give a shit about. Okay, the COVID lab leak. Okay. Fauci funded, U.S. government funded the creation of COVID. And if you believe them at their own things, like millions of people died and will continue to die as a result. And that dude's not being prosecuted. Right. And everybody's fine with that. The whole Holocaust and this genocide in Gaza is going down. Everybody sees it on Twitter. But they're like, well, what are you going to do? It's a genocide. It sucks. But, whatever. And so now the Epstein thing, it's an international blackmail ring that controls governments around the world and industry and traffics kids. But, well, what are you going to do?
Well, so I will say this much. I think that we're still looking at it on a fairly micro scale when we look at it like that. If we were to go back to like when I was in college, what was the temperature in the room for Israel back then?
They're our greatest ally.
What year was that?
Would have been 2001-02.
When was
Probably
Rachel
not
Corrie?
great.
When was the Rachel Corrie incident?
What is that?
Yeah, what's that?
The American girl that got bulldozed defending against a settler.
Never even heard of it.
No.
Really?
Nope.
Let me get her docs up.
While he's looking that up, the point I was going on was that like the world was tits up for Israel back then, and take that to now, that is not the case. Largely, even the conservatives, even like the Christian organizations have, dispensational or whatever the hell it is, ones that like we have to get back to Israel for the second coming and all that shit. they're losing the youth entirely. So like, I don't think Israel's going to make it. I guess it's not making it out of
generation.
It's not making it out of this century with what it has now.
I think that's a good point. I was listening. I forget who I was listening to. Might have been one of my Ortho Bro podcasts, but they were talking about that maybe that's why Israel is so desperate to carry out their foreign policy plans like now. That's why because they realize that the next generation of Americans, or basically whatever generation is behind us, like you said, Nikki.
Well, I mean, look at the generation that you see currently in office. It's all fucking like elderly people. It's all like 60 years and older. Like,
they've been in office since we were teenagers.
I know. So
once
it's like,
they die,
maybe like obviously I don't have hope in government or anything like that, but like maybe once those people do die out, like there might be some change.
I think the Zionists see that their time is limited. The time is up. The time is now. They only have maybe a couple more years to pull off their greater Israel project. Or
they'll keep at it. Don't worry. Don't worry. They're not going to give up. I found the details on Rachel Corrie. That was 2003. And she was a U.S. activist. She died when she was crushed by an Israeli bulldozer in the Gaza Strip, March 16th, 2003. So like she was trying to, basically she was standing in solidarity with the Palestinians, and like a caterpillar just crushed her, one of those military caterpillars. But this was a big deal at the time. I mean, it's not like suddenly Israel has become like brutal and tyrannical. Like this is
that's I guess the underlying theme of my point is that it's what was acceptable out of them 25 years ago is no longer acceptable out of by our generation. And I don't know.
What does that mean, acceptable? Like, oh, we're going to make jokes about it on I
think that right now, like Alex was saying, is like that is the outlet that we have. We don't have any control over government, clearly, so we can't really do anything in that regard. So that is how we affect change, I guess. That's what any of us want to do, be as fucking influencers, I guess. It's the only thing, the job that's worth anything.
Well, and I think making jokes about these bastards is an important part of overcoming
the resistance.
I don't know. I just feel like most people don't give a crap. Like they didn't give a crap about. They don't give a crap about any of this stuff. They will tolerate almost, from what I can tell, virtually any horror that you can imagine. Everyone will be like,
not when it's coming to this Israel thing, boss. Like as a musician, and I tend to spend a lot of time around lefties. And they're definitely
music scene, I guess.
Yeah, if you want to play music, you're going to be around leftists, unfortunately. They're not accepting it at all anymore. Like even like the kind of tongue-in-cheek acceptance, I guess, that like would have been 20 years ago, like the people would have been around me, whatever. I guess they're pissed about it now. Eventually, it's going to come to the point, we don't care. Let Iran blow the shit out of you. It's not our problem. Like, that's what it's going to eventually de-escalate. Because there's already people that are in that position. Yeah, whatever Iran is a problem of, fuck you. I'm tired of you whining. I'm tired of you complaining. And so, if the trajectory keeps going the same, we're like hitting like numbers of 75% here. What happens when that's a 90%? And the only people that give a shit about it are those 5 people in government.
When would it turn into, say, a tax revolt or something with some kind of meaning?
I don't think anyone in our world could even conceive of that. But like that, how they would do it, I
do have a friend who's a leftist that was talking about not a tax revolt, but what is it like when you like a tax protest or whatever? Like you just don't pay your taxes, but when they come after you in a year, you pay your taxes, like you basically withhold until the IRS comes in and you're like, all right, well, here you go, plus interest. But they're at least talking about it,
But I mean, when it's just a like everyday conversation about like when the governors are telling the people in their states to not pay federal income tax, you know what I mean? Like I think that could be a turning point. But until then, why do they even care? And even if people stop paying their tax, they wouldn't care about that either because they can just keep printing away. So, what's gonna stop them?
Bitcoin.
Well, that at least protect us from their shenanigans.
Almost back to 120.
They're stacking it faster than we can stack it.
Which is good because it just makes your Bitcoin worth more.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, but it's like, it's going to make them more powerful ultimately.
Oh, I gotta find that. Someone calculated how much the U.S. Marshals have right now. I gotta find that actually. It's pretty insane.
Jeez. Let's see.
Some countries have like sold all their Bitcoin in like the past 5 years, and like I forget which country it was, but it could have paid off their national debt if they had kept it.
Well, yeah. How's El Salvador doing these days?
They're probably doing great. Imagine all the prisons they could be building with their
right
wealth.
And Baz was going to get down on that really nice pre-roll there in that package. That was nice. Got this. So I'm getting down on this beer, and it's called this Tropical Hop Slam. Very fitting for our Boogaloo shirts here tonight, Jared. But
delicious.
Brewery.
It's Bell's. It's pretty good. It's got what do we got here? It's a 9%er though, so watch out.
Righteous.
Yeah, but the guys stopped at the beer store on the way home, and I just grabbed it. I was like, I'll give it that a go. And he's like, "Do you like that?" There were a bunch of Indian guys. They're like, "Do you like that?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man. This is my first time. I'll let you know." He's like, "Well, if you do, come back tomorrow." And I'm like, "What's tomorrow? What if I do like it? What if I don't? What am I coming back tomorrow for?"
I don't know.
Are you worried I don't come back?
Is like it's a mainstream brewery, but I've always liked them. They've been around for a long time.
Yeah. So I didn't fact check this, but like this guy calculated, he found a bunch of spreadsheets with data or whatever. Apparently, U.S. Marshal Service has approximately 28,988.35 blah 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 Bitcoins, which is approximately $3.44 billion at current price.
Jeez.
So. But yeah, it makes yours worth more.
Is that going to be transferred into the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, or is that just for like their Coke and Hookers fund for the U.S. Marshals?
How much is in the Strategic Reserve?
Yeah, should we look that up?
Was that in the Big Beautiful Bill?
I don't know.
There was a lot in the Big Beautiful Bill.
As far as I know,
it was big and beautiful.
As far as I know, none of the crypto stuff has passed yet. I actually just did a podcast with some friends on the crypto side of things yesterday, and basically, all the stuff they're really working on is to get stable coins launched for all the private banks.
Yeah, basically CBDCs.
Well, CBDCs are unnecessary.
We'll call it a stable coin.
They're unnecessary because they can already shut your fucking bank off. What the stable coins are actually meant to do is to make it so that unbankable countries can buy our debt. Like they're going to utilize that to bring more people into the American dollar ecosystem so that the fact that our currency is collapsing will take a lot longer.
I predict they'll be distributing like welfare checks via this, or universal basic income will be rolled out in your digital account. Yeah, they'll call it a stable coin.
The Trump bucks, you mean?
Trump bucks.
It'll be linked to your social credit score. That's the grand plan.
Not immediately, but
do you guys
you already have one, for the record. Like if you own a Visa or MasterCard, you have a social credit score.
You have a credit score.
No, you have a social credit score. They've been keeping it for about 5 years now.
What was that, Eric? You were saying
can I get mine?
That I don't know.
on like Rocket Money or something?
Are you guys familiar with Catherine Austin Fitz?
No.
She was the head of HUD under OG Bush president, and she's like this brilliant like economist and financial person, and she gets into this and talks about how they're building like the national security grid with like Trump's really been accelerating it. She also gets into how Doge was part of it because like Doge looked into everybody's like social security records and like 2 other things. And she's like, that's exactly what you would need to do like the next step of like the grand surveillance, like grid and capture and control everybody. The control grid. Yeah, it's tied in with that.
Who owns Palantir?
But she's dope. She's been on some podcasts recently. She has a thing called the Solari Report. I definitely learned a lot from her.
Cool.
There was a I think I had it in the docs, but I don't know if there was it was the Free Thought Project. They were talking about a lot of the AI, a lot of the facial recognition, a lot of surveillance and Big Brother included in the big beautiful bill. So not good, but it was very buried into it. So
it's always, come on, nobody reads this shit anyway.
No,
it's like,
they make it. You're not allowed to. If you wanted to read it, you'd have to hold up them passing it, and they can't do that. They gotta get 4th of July parties.
Hey, could you guys fact check the claim I heard that there's and the big beautiful bill has the ICE budget is bigger than the entire Russian army budget?
Really?
Like the Russian army budget from Putin?
Yeah, and I can't believe it, but I read that. I found that hard to believe.
Let's ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, ChatGPT would know. If you go to Google, who knows? Google's terrible.
But there is a massive expansion of prisons, and
we should ask Grok
because Trump has some big prison donors.
Well, the big prison donors. How about the? Let's see if Jared has the docs here before we transition to Alligator Alcatraz or Alligator Auschwitz, as they call it.
I mean, how are you guys dealing with the expansion of ICE? Like, you all live in border towns like me.
Border towns.
So what I see here is the Russian military was funded to the tune of 130 to 172 billion. ICE funding from 2025 to 2029 is 75 billion. By 2029, it'll be 100+ billion total. So,
jeez.
Sounds like a stretch, but
it's a stretch.
In the ballpark.
In the ballpark.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's just domestic army to police you, right? That Russian budget is to fight Ukraine and NATO.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I don't know. Nikki, you were asking like, how do we feel about it? Because we're all in like what? We're all
is it
in
within 200 miles of any perimeter of the country.
500.
Is it 500? Yeah, so everyone's within
500.
Literally, there's no way you can get far enough away from a coastline to not be subject to ICE.
Because they're part of Homeland Security, and they consider that not the Constitution free zone, but that was like, what's that considered, Nikki P?
Is it 500 miles? I don't. Maybe I'm.
I thought it was like 200, but either way, it's still like a stupid.
Wait, they're saying everybody in the country?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
like even if like you're Nashville or something.
If you're 200 miles within the border,
hardly anybody lives in the interior.
Yeah. So like basically 7/8 of the country is fucked.
Or on the east and west coasts, and the Gulf. Or the Canadian border.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they're just going to start expanding. It's just like Homeland Security. Like at first, Homeland Security was just to like make sure you took off your shoes at the airport.
Which now we can wear now. We can wear now.
Which now. And also, I heard we're going to be able to take shampoo bottles on again that are larger than an inch. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Al Qaeda's going to surely take advantage of this opportunity.
I feel freer than I've ever felt in my life.
Wait. Why, James? Why are you picking on Al Qaeda? We work with Al Qaeda now.
Yeah. What about ISIS?
ISIS,
Israeli Secret Intelligence Service,
MS-13, or I don't know. What's the current boogeyman? Who
China,
white Republicans or white conservative men. That's who the boogeyman is.
Cis hetero white men.
How about that mayor, that Somali immigrant mayor or potential mayoral candidate? He's on the city council in Minnesota or Minneapolis, I believe, and he's running for mayor. And he was like, he said that he's like, well, they're the biggest threat to this country are people that all are sitting at, like, he just pointed out, and he's running for mayor. He's like first generation Somali. He's total commie.
Who did he say that the threats are?
White men.
Wait, if he's first generation Somali, then he must be libertarian, right?
No, he's a fucking commie.
He must be the model anarchist, right?
No, it's sad, but I don't know. There should be, you'd think, but no. They come
He
here.
Just loves roads.
I am your mayor now.
Yeah, yeah.
What's terrible is that
too much.
What's terrible is that guy was far more.
No,
handsome.
he won't. He's a commie. Well, maybe the whole city will collapse, but like New York, there's a trend, and it's what's happening. I'm noticing.
When are we getting our public groceries in New York?
Well, he's got to win first.
Oh, right. We still have to have like the fake election.
Yeah.
We should invite him on the show. When that, like, he might actually, like, he might
be like, oh, punk rock, that's cool.
How,
I'm a cool guy.
How inconsequential we are. He might just like schedule it, you know?
You should definitely try that. That's a great idea.
We've got to like rebrand our show so that we're not explicitly libertarian to outsiders, and so we can like lure them in, you know, and then we can honeypot them or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
now's the time to reach out.
Change the podcast name to the Honeypot.
The Honeypot.
The punk rock.
We just like Winnie the
punk
Pooh.
Rock Honeypot.
100 Acre Woods. That's all we talk about.
Yeah. Anywho. What other docs we get into? What else we got going on?
Let's see. There's, I think maybe you shared this one, Bab, but we've got the Republican donors cash in on Alligator Alcatraz immigrant camp.
Yeah, this is a kind of a strange story, right? So, I mean, of course, there's big money when you're building concentration camps, right?
Look at those bunk beds, though. Those are pretty little bunk beds. Look at here's Trump with the. This is what's his face? DeSantis still rocking those high heel boots in this picture here.
Oh yeah,
forgot about that.
And then you got what is her name?
No, is that
Barbie?
That's Border Barbie. Look at her.
Barbie.
Look at Border Barbie. Look at that. Yeah, with the white MAGA hat. And you got Trump with the red MAGA hat, and then what? Yeah, look at that coordination. Look at that. That's a great photo op. Next to some bunk beds behind some steel. Behind some chain link fence.
That
here.
literally looks exactly like Auschwitz. Like exactly, you know, like just, you know, updated,
like a little more modernized. Yeah.
Yeah. Just better materials, but same design.
But still no gas.
Yeah, where's the work is freedom sign? You know,
work will set you free. Is that what it is?
Work will. Yeah, whatever it was. Work will set you free.
So one of the funny things about this is one of these donors took advantage of that LP fundraising plan to help to circumvent federal election laws to get extra donations to Republicans like RFK Jr. So I know we had talked about this before. They did this. Remember what did they call that thing?
The joint, what do you call it? I had a brain fart. Joint fundraiser or joint.
Basically, people wanted to give money to these real politicians, but they're limited by the donation limits imposed by law. But I guess a political party can accept unlimited funds and then direct it as they want. So anyway, so they're raising money. They could have been raising money for Chase Oliver, but instead they were raising money for these Republicans. And one of these guys who took advantage of that has a big contract now building the concentration camp. So it's really paid off for him.
Yeah, it was a joint fundraising agreement between the Libertarian National Committee and the Robert F. Kennedy campaign. The agreement between the National Committee of the Libertarian Party and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. campaign to cooperate on fundraising. So let's see. There's a tweet here that kind of breaks it down. Let's see here. But historic collaboration breaks the fundraising stranglehold that the two major parties have on this election. Together, the Kennedy campaign and the Libertarian National Committee are democratizing fundraising to make the independent run viable. And this was the Kennedy Victory Fund, but then, once he stepped out, and then it got all... Anyway,
I Make America Healthy Fund, very quickly.
Make America... Well, man, what a disappointment he's been so far. Like, he greenlit the Moderna COVID jabs for kids just in this past week.
Well, remember when he announced when he took office, what his first priority was going to be?
Anti-Semitism is
exactly.
The worst. Not childhood obesity and red and green and yellow 5 and all the high fructose corn syrup that makes these kids morbidly obese. It's God forbid if I started noticing caucus.
Do you think they get like a bonus, like every time they say like certain words on a TV interview or something?
No doubt.
You know what I mean? It gets calculated. Like, I feel like they just go out of their way so many times to show their loyalty to Israel that it just makes me think like, they just like somebody's like giving them hash marks on a chart, and they collect like, oh, that's $1,000. This is 10,000. Like,
yeah, I mean, the joint fundraiser has helped the Maryland LP. It's really helped us out. But
how much money did you get?
Oh man, we're like flush. We have more money in the bank account than the Maryland GOP right now. I think it was like about $50,000.
Really?
Yeah.
And that was people trying to donate to
through the joint
RFK
now
Jr. And then Maryland got a cut.
Yep. Now we signed on to it. Some states didn't, but those were like who cares? Money, like who gives a shit? I mean,
monopoly money.
It's politics. Right. Why not help elect RFK Jr.? Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that, but it's like we realized as a state, like shit, we got to do this whole ballot access shit. We want to do some like base defend the guard stuff. We want to do some things. So in order to do things, you need money. So it's all just monopoly money.
You got to help elect some Republicans.
But do you really there, buddy?
What do you mean?
Do you really got to do any of that?
You don't have to.
Your time wouldn't be better spent. I don't know.
Or just doing traditional fundraising. Or doing traditional fundraising to libertarians that like to pay for that kind of stuff.
Buy some property, grow some shit.
Well, I mean,
smoke some weed.
I didn't donate money, but I mean, people, people donate to that joint fund. Yeah, that money came in and it helped us out in certain aspects. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Politics is dirty. It's all dirty. But
I guess that was the thing that surprised me the most about all the bitching and complaining about the Angela and everything. Like, guys, either you want to play politics or you don't want to play politics. These are the first people that have actually played politics.
Right.
And like,
she's ruthless
you're
like
pissed.
they are. She's not like
she's not held back by morals.
They're not limited by
principles.
libertarian principles. Why should the LP?
No, but we still have principles. It's just like if these goofballs want to give us money, fucking take it. That's the way I look at it.
Madoners.
Madooners.
So if Mossad wanted to throw you a few buckaroos,
a couple shekels,
a few shekels, you take that up.
You know,
you gotta be careful when you lie and lie with dogs, right? That's how you get.
Right, well, listen, if you want to be real in politics, you have to pick a Zionist puppet and go for it. Like you got to go for like this case, it was RFK Jr.
Speaking,
I still remember when we were at the Rage Against the War Fest, and like some lady came up. She was like campaigning for RFK, and she came up to the table, and Bab was there, and he just starts asking her about like she's like some teachers for RFK or something, like some school teacher, and Babs just like lights into her about RFK like supporting genocide and shit.
Babs, I'm feeling it. If you were actually single at the time, you wouldn't have lit into her because I think she was like somewhat attractive.
Yeah, maybe.
I just started asking her questions like, "Isn't he Zionist?" Yeah. Like, no, I'm against genocide. So,
And she's like, I don't know about that. I can't speak on that, but don't you want to make America healthy, Babs? Don't you? Like, she kind of kept going back to that.
We're trying to protect our kids.
Yeah.
Hey, she was the one campaigning, you know, and it was like,
yeah. You got to be able to. You got to be able to take it if you're giving it out, right?
yeah, you got to be like, well, of course he supports the genocide, and Israel has a right to defend itself. Next question.
Next question.
Man. What else we got for this week?
Midwest Peace and Liberty Fest.
Oh yeah,
tell us all about it.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Nikki, give us the lowdown.
Tell us about it.
Well, you can head over to mplfest.org to learn about everything that I'm going to forget to tell you. But we have Ben Weir and David Feit, our headliners, talking this year. This is going to be fun for me. We have a whole bunch of new stuff. I decided, like, since we're really working the kids into things, I thought let's have a DIY anarchy cookie competition. And so we're going to have people decorate their favorite anarchy cookies.
Okay. I've got a fun idea for a kids event. Escape from Epstein's Island, right?
What the fuck?
I actually really do like that idea. I'm also really looking forward to this year that since we're having it in an actual campground for the first time in a number of years, that I'm not going to spend an entire day setting everything up. So
what kind of facilities can we expect?
There will be some electricity there. We actually have access to a full industrial kitchen, which is pretty cool. For like I said, I'm going to be doing a cookie decorating competition because I have the space. We don't have we have an actual air conditioned space, so you want to watch people talk, that will actually be inside instead of out in the bugs and the heat. There's actually an old wooden amphitheater that some of the people are taking advantage of for the to do their speeches. I know I haven't gotten everything up on the website yet because there's still people filtering in.
Whoa! What's this? Ben Weir, Punk Rock Liberty, with Ben Weir.
Well, I remember coming to somebody and asking them how much it was going to take to get them out there, and then they never responded to me.
Hey, I'm coming.
At least make him wear a shirt, though.
I'm coming.
At least
we would love to see you, Bab. It's always a good time.
What is it again? What are the dates?
It is next weekend, Thursday.
Those are the dates.
Thursday evening through Sunday.
And where are we going again? This is Michigan.
Yep. It used to be Gaines, Michigan. It's some other place in Michigan. I can't remember the exact name of. But it's
Gregory, Michigan.
Gregory, Michigan is what it is.
Yep.
But very family friendly event. My daughter can't shut up about it every year until it happens. And then
it's really fun. It's super laid back.
One of the other things
in this new facility
different this year is that we actually have water, a water feature on the property. There's an actual lake there for people to go and get wet if they need to. So,
is there room for my camper, etc.?
I don't know why there wouldn't be. There's definitely room for RVs and stuff on the site.
Sweet.
So, no.
Otherwise, you might have to actually camp, Bab.
I'm too old for that.
You might have to sleep in a tent.
Well, I'm going to sleep in a tent. It's going to be great. The other thing is that it is an actual wooded area, so it's as opposed to where Beth's Field was very just a wide open space. This is more of a camping area where you've got a lot of overhead cover from trees and stuff. So
you say my solar might not be working the best? Or,
there should definitely be places where you shouldn't have any trouble with your solar. You'll just need to be aware of where you're parking your vehicle. So there's definitely, it's not completely overgrown forest.
Okay.
There's just, there is space to
100-acre wood
to actually hide a little bit if you need to. Because that's usually one of the pain parts. Was it's just that weekend tends to get very hot, and if you don't have anywhere to get to cover, it's kind of a mess. I'm also excited because usually it tends to rain at least one of those nights. I want to see how that's gonna work out with a little more cover too. But my favorite weekend every year. So I'm excited to be doing it.
When I was there was a cool like mobile bar setup that somebody had.
Do not come.
That turned into like a fold out nightclub. That was super cool.
One of they were actually coming again this year, and then something happened where one of the girls that runs that they're called the Whiskey Chicks. Actually, they ended up having to cancel because they're having to move their house for some reason.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was
move their house.
We were very excited about having them back, and then everything fell through, unfortunately. But there
so everybody should
be
probably bring some extra booze just to make sure there's not a deficit.
I don't think there'll be any problems with people, having a good time that weekend.
But they had like furniture, rugs.
Oh yeah,
it was a sweet setup out there.
If you've never done it, so they basically have it's not a food truck, but the food trailer like you've seen people have, and then it has the patio thing that swings up. It's all lit up. And then they actually have just standing fence that you can put around, and they'll mark off like 20 or 30 feet and put a bunch of tables and stuff out there, and then do rope lights around the fencing. So they literally just set up a bar area. It is for like a camping event. It looks real posh.
Sick. All right. Well, if you're listening
next weekend
and you're not doing anything, and you can get out to Michigan, well. You got something to do now.
We gotta do a live show from there Thursday.
I could actually say, if you're curious about this, I know David Fight is going to be streaming the event online the whole time, at least the talking portions of it, and because we are actually actively trying to grow the event and get more eyes on it, show more people, hey, we're having a lot of fun out here. You could be having a lot of fun with us. And it's so everyone. You have PorkFest. The big complaint is it's too damn many people for that little campsite. So this is definitely not that big. Maybe we can help give people some other options for different types of vibes.
I found it was more sustainable living, or like homesteading, homeschooling.
Thank you for leading me here. We actually give out a scholarship every year for people that want to increase liberty in their life. So you fill out an application. We run a 50-50. We do a silent auction, and the proceeds.
I didn't see any people like political candidates, or I didn't say RFK Jr. like creating a gun-free zone there, or.
I mean, you'll have those kind of people. Those kind of people, I guess, in any event. But when it all boils down to it, it's more about finding freedom for yourself. Like, my favorite thing that I've ever heard Alton Brown say is, "Well, whatever it is, the answer is, I know waiting for government to do it isn't the answer."
Fair.
True that.
Very fair.
And on that note, we're gonna wrap this thing up. But before we go. Everyone should know about our Patreon. If you want to join us for the after hours, which we record after this, you got to go to our Patreon, and that's patreon.com/punkrocklibertarians. And we've got a few different tiers there. If you join at the minimum $3 level, you get access to all of our after hours content. If you join at the $10 level, you get a t-shirt. If you join at the $25 level, you get a t-shirt and you get a shout out, which we just had someone join on that tier. So I'm giving a shout out to the Lancaster Libertarian. Eric, he might actually live near you. You might want to hit this dude up.
Let's go.
So yeah, thank you, Lancaster Libertarian. You rule. And we also got t-shirts over at punkrocklibertarians.com. Use code PRL to save 10% on those, or 5%, something like that. And yeah, we will see you over. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it Lancaster, Pennsylvania, or like Lancaster, New Hampshire, or
Lancaster, California?
No, this guy's Lancaster because I got his. I won't give his address on the show, but he gave it to me to send the t-shirt. So it is.
So Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Got it.
Amish country. All right.
Welcome aboard.
I've never heard it pronounced that way, and it's driving me crazy.
That's the way, bruh.
Across the border, across the border in New
Lancaster.
York State, it's called Lancaster.
Nope, Lancaster.
Anyways, we could debate about this in the after hours. But yeah, until next time, live free
or die.